welcome back to episode 2 of the More Than ADHD podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Mayer, Certified ADHD Coach and neuroinclusion specialist. We come here every single episode to bring you value around ADHD, to help you to realize you're more than your ADHD. I just took a delicious sip of water that has liquid IV in it. Liquid IV is a great enhancer of flavor and electrolytes. Big fan of them and their work. You can get more details in the description below. Episode 2 is about deadlines. Do you struggle managing time? If so, make sure you watch the episode or listen to the episode all the way to the end, because we're going to give you tangible tools, tangible things you can do to manage your time better. And I'm living that out right now because as I'm recording this, my director of marketing, Mariah, she and I both have a pretty tight deadline for the end of this, which is helping me to get the thing done. You know who else is helping me to get this thing done? ADHD Online. ADHD Online is the sponsor of the More Than ADHD podcast. If you haven't heard of ADHD Online, they are the most comprehensive asynchronous ADHD diagnosis assessment available today. Since it's done online, it has several benefits. There's no waiting to start the process. When you're ready, begin. And I know for me and many of my clients, that's one of the biggest struggles is the long wait times to get in to see a professional, but not with ADHD Online. There's also no awkward visit to the doctor, no anxiety around what it would be like to sit across from the psychologist. You just take the assessment in the comfort of your own home. You can follow the link in the show notes and you enter the discount code CoachRyan50. That's CoachRyan50 to get $50 off of your assessment. Thanks again to our friends at ADHD Online. This is your Ryan reminder to take your medication. Isn't it ironic that we take medication that helps us focus and gets us to remember things, but we don't always remember to take that medication. We don't always remember to refill the prescription. I just think it's ironic. So I just wanted to take this moment. If you're listening right now, if you haven't taken your meds, make sure you do that. And that's going to also have you take a sip of water. Let's talk about our tip of the day. Today's tip of the day is set a deadline. Set a deadline. As one of the most influential people in the world of ADHD, Dr. Ned Hallowell likes to say, for those of us with ADHD, it's either now or not now. I try to explain this to family, friends, clients, that really, it's like there's this cloud, this fog around us, and we know something's out there, and even if logically we know what the deadline is, or know what we need to get done, it doesn't become real until the consequences or the deadlines come out of that fog. So it's either now or not now. So if you're struggling on getting things done, whether that's at work or at home, set a deadline and then get accountability for it. And if you're looking for accountability, you can find it in the Ryan Mayer digital community on Patreon. Let me tell you a little bit about it. One of the important things to say is that just filming today, just showing up, wasn't easy. I felt prior to the episode where I get the rush of adrenaline and dopamine, prior to the episode, I was feeling very tired and wasn't necessarily wanting to film. And to make matters more challenging, the kids are home today when normally they're not. My wife, Andrea, and I have 3 kids under the age of 8, and they were all screaming and crying and yelling and singing, and everything was happening when I was trying to film. But I decided I want to keep pushing through, because the hardest thing to do sometimes is show up, but that's also the most important. So I know that I have a team of people around me that's going to help to make this happen. And I decided to set aside the negative self-talk and the perfectionism and just do the thing. And since we had a deadline, that really helped. The whole reason behind my coaching practice is I wanted to become the resource that I couldn't find for myself. I wanted to become the resource I didn't have for myself because I struggled for better part of 15 years, almost 2 decades, feeling like I was a misfit. I was broken. And until I discovered that ADHD coaching was a thing, I didn't know where to turn. So I think it's important that all of you know what my mission is for ADHD coaching. So Ryan Mayer Coaching, the mission is to empower others with ADHD towards their greatness by keeping the promises, helping them to keep the promises they make for themselves. Because so often we will break promises to ourselves, even when it's self-sabotaging. We will do that in order to please others. We put everybody else before ourselves. That's one of the reasons I'm so tired today. I didn't get to sleep, not because I'm up scrolling or wasting time or watching TV or something. It's because I'm serving others. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that's how so many of us are. So just know that you need to take care of yourself. And I am very proud to say that using my Conquer Your ADHD system, which I have trademarked, which I'm super pumped about, I help business leaders to navigate the storms caused in their businesses' culture because of ADHD. And so it is truly a dream and a vision of mine to change the way that the world sees those of us with invisible disabilities, especially ADHD, especially in the workplace. Let's talk about the community, because part of every show is we want to have a community corner featured segment. So today's community corner is to help you know you're not alone. I'm so proud of this client because this client is a former client of mine, and he came back after being away for a while, and he has come back in a big way. And that's why I am honored and excited to say that the winner of this month's giveaway is our client, James. So James, welcome back. We love you. We missed you. We're glad you're here. We're going to send you the exercise and action PDF, which can help you to map out your day and get some body weight exercises in. You don't need any gym equipment, and you can get that cardio in that we know helps our ADHD. You know what? There's other things that help ADHD, like being part of the Ryan Mayer coaching community. It's on Patreon. I'm so excited to share one win for me is that our community is growing. It continues to grow. We just hit and surpassed the 200 member mark. So I just want to give a big shout out to all the members of our community and thank them for giving us the chance to give them a space where they can realize they're not alone and where they belong. And speaking of this 200 milestone, I want to say welcome and extra celebration to our 200th community member, Shar. And Shar, I want to say that I want to share a PDF resource with you. So let's get in touch. Send me a DM on Patreon, and I'll let you know what your menu of options for PDF resources are, and we'll send you one for free. So now, a word from our sponsors. I can't say enough good things about my friends at ADHD Online. I just got the exciting news that I was selected as a finalist for the Pitch Perfect competition, which is a competition put on by a nonprofit organization that allows for all of its new members, myself included, to give essentially an elevator pitch. I was selected as one of the 6 semifinalists, and then I gave a 5-minute pitch to 4 high-profile companies that provided us with corporate judges for the competition. And those 4 companies include Tapestry, which is the parent company of Kate Spade and Coach Purses, MGM Resorts, Capital One, and the Walt Disney Company. I was one of 2 finalists selected by the judges, and then another finalist was voted in by the community. But here's how this ties in with our sponsor, ADHD Online. They just believe in what they offer. And here's what I mean. And here's the connection to what that has to do with today's sponsor, ADHD Online. So I was in communication with the team over at ADHD Online about when the podcasts were going to be coming out, and them agreeing to be a sponsor. And then I also shared with them the great news that they helped to vote for me, and I got to the finals of this Pitch Perfect competition. And I'm getting a little emotional even just saying this, that not only do my main contacts in the marketing and legal and partnerships area want to help me, but they said the CEO, Dr. Keith, also wants to come together to help me to strategize to prepare for the finals, because they know how big of an opportunity this is for me. So to know that they're in this to celebrate me, to like have my back, wow, it just means the world. And that's why when they gave me some of the information about them to mention during the sponsorship part, it says right here, we're here to go on this journey with you. What matters most to us is that you get the care you need. Nobody should have to go through this process alone. Everyone should have a place to go to get care and treatment. And they are living out those words real time with me. So I just wanted to say that they are the real deal. And thank you again. So the way that you can get help from them is if you are thinking that you might have ADHD, you can go to ADHDonline.com and take an assessment, which is a comprehensive 400 question assessment. I know that might sound overwhelming, but it's better than waiting 6 months to get into your doctor to have the conversation. You take this comprehensive assessment, and then at checkout, you can use the discount code CoachRyan50 for $50 off of the, I believe it's $200 assessment. So we're looking at 25% off. So I'm doing that because you are my why. All right, so now let's get back to the topic. You need a deadline. We all need deadlines. Comment below and let me know, what is it that you are struggling on completing? So if you've listened this far, I would love to have you comment below and then share this episode with anybody you think could benefit from helping to figure out why it is that you can't get yourself to move. And many times it's because we're ambiguous about the very next step. We're going to be covering other tips and ideas in other episodes, but today just know that you got to plant a stake in the timeline somewhere to give yourself an end finish line so that there's some incentive and consequence for when you got to get the thing done. In fact, I was just talking with a client today, and this is one other section of our podcast, hashtag winning. So this is sharing some client wins, client celebrations. And one of my clients said this today, and it really struck me. And this is a client who's been with me for well over a year now. He said, Ryan, I've realized, and I'm proud of myself, that I've realized that I can't actually get everything done in a day. And someone who doesn't have ADHD wouldn't understand what that even means. But if you're listening, what do they say? When you know, you know. Or if you know, that you can't get everything done in a day. It's not possible, but yet our brains and our ADHD try to tell us that we can. And then we're all mad at ourselves when we don't either do it perfectly or get it all done. If you are interested in exploring one-on-one coaching, group coaching, or even learning more about the community, please follow the link that's here. And we're going to try to have it on the video somewhere too, but book a call with my team and you can learn what is ADHD coaching. Because that is my full-time job, everybody. I am here to help you and to help the world, the people who have ADHD who are still out there struggling silently like I was for almost 20 years. Don't try to do this alone anymore. Book a call and you can learn what it's like to do one-on-one coaching with me or the team of coaches that I have assembled. If the content that we're covering is resonating with you, just think about how long can you continue living the way you're living when you know you can't keep yourself accountable to the deadlines or to the projects, or you feel like you're always falling short, whether it's at home, at work, or both. I'm not here because I'm perfect. I am far from perfect, but I'm here because I figured out some things that work for our ADHD brains. And one of those things is having a coach. All of the most successful people in every aspect of life have coaches. Championship sports teams, high-level CEOs, successful entrepreneurs. We are here for you. But guess what? Something that is new in 2024 is me helping with ADHD in the workplace. Neuroinclusion. Diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. I want people to know that they belong, they deserve, they are worthy of being in the workplace. For so many years, I felt, and I know many of my clients have felt, less than. They have felt that they're flawed, and they don't know how to feel better about that. So I decided I want to pivot. Not only am I going to continue supporting my individual and group clients, but I'm going to take this to corporate and help to show them, give them the tools to, as I like to say, see the invisible, so that they can start building cultures that are much more inclusive and a place where their employees can show up to work as their best selves. If that sounds familiar to you, please book a call and we can talk more. Don't forget to take your sip of water. And as we wrap up episode number 2 of the More Than ADHD podcast, I just want to remind you that your ADHD doesn't define you. You're not broken. You're not stupid. You just are wired differently. And we are in a world that is not necessarily designed for us. Life doesn't always have to be this hard. Join our community. You can join for no cost. Again, the details are down below in the show notes. Schedule a call with us. And if you're thinking you might have ADHD, be sure that you go check out ADHDonline.com, where you can figure out once and for all if you do have ADHD, because you deserve to know. ADHD is not just kids anymore. It's not just boys anymore. All of you deserve the support that you need. And then at checkout, you can put in discount code Coach Ryan 50 for $50 off. I'm Coach Ryan. This is the More Than ADHD podcast, episode 2, and we just finished in less than a half hour. And I'm going to celebrate that. Comment below, like, share, and watch the episodes you haven't seen yet so that we can keep this movement of ADHD awareness going around the world. I can't wait to talk with you soon.